What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, as this YouTube channel is for my play-by-play and live reactions of college basketball games throughout the regular season, all the way into the March Madness tournament. And we got a great matchup tonight on this Wednesday night. So I welcome all you guys in here as we have an ACC matchup between the number 12 ranked Virginia Tech Hokies traveling to Coral Gables, Florida to take on the Miami Hurricanes. In this one, we're about 5 minutes or so from tip-off here between the Miami Hurricanes and the Virginia Tech Hokies. So about 5 minutes until we get to tip-off, where I'll be doing live play-by-play and reactions of the game on what's going on the television screen, as I'll be doing that. But I'll be digging into a little bit of the info here before we get into the game. But first, if you're not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe to my channel and feel free to like my videos and spread the word about my channel, as well as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and what I do is play-by-play and live reactions of college basketball games all season long, all the way into the March Madness tournament. Let's start it off with the Miami Hurricanes, the home team for this one, playing at the Watsco Center in their home court of Coral Gables, Florida. The Miami Hurricanes coming into this one 9-10 overall, 1-6 in ACC play. They're on the very bottom of the ACC right now, along with Wake Forest and Notre Dame. Notre Dame is 1-7 in ACC play. But however, the Miami Hurricanes this season 7-4 at home, so they have a winning record at home, compared to Virginia Tech on the road. Virginia Tech's 1-3 on the road this season. So interesting matchup here for Miami and Virginia Tech, as the Hurricanes have lost 3 in a row. They lost against UNC a couple of Saturdays ago by 9 points, and then they lost at Syracuse, and then lost their last game against Florida State by 12. As we look to the series between Miami and Virginia Tech, Miami leading the all-time series 22-14 in this one, as Miami's the only team in the NCAA Power 6 conferences right now that they have 5 players who are currently averaging over double-digit points. So the starting 5 for the Hurricanes, all averaging over 10 points per game. Leading the team for Miami will be Chris Lykes with 16.6 points per game. And then second on the team, Zach Johnson, averaging 13.7 points per game. Down the list we go. In third, Anthony Lawrence, averaging just above 12 points per game. And then Dejan Vasiljevic, averaging 11.6 points per game. And Ibuka Azundu, averaging 11.5 points per game. As back to Dejan Vasiljevic for Miami, he's hit 1 3-pointer in the past 32 straight games for the Miami Hurricanes. That's the longest current active streak right now in ACC play. And also, Vasiljevic is 10th in career 3-pointers right now in Miami. As for Miami, even though they have a record of 9-10 in their 19 games this season, they've led in the second half of those games. Out of 16 of those games, they've led in the second half of those games. As Miami, also what they do well is they don't foul that often, as they rank 7th in the nation for the fewest fouls per game. We look to the key players tonight for the Miami Hurricanes. The senior guard, Zach Johnson, will be one to watch out for. He's one of 14 players right now in the nation with over 1,500 career points and 350 assists. He averages about 13.7 points per game. Another key player to look out for tonight for the Miami Hurricanes would be Chris Lykes, as he leads the team in points per game with 16.6 points per game on average. That's good for 8th right now in the ACC. And a little bit more news before we take a look at the visiting Virginia Tech Hokies. The last part of the news that I like to go over is that Junior DeJuan Hernandez for Miami, he announced on Monday that he's decided to withdraw from the University of Miami, and he's done that to prepare for the 2019 NBA draft. As we look to the Virginia Tech Hokies now, as we flip the script on the road today for the Hokies, number 12th right now in the nation in the AP Top 25. They have a record of 16-3 overall. That's good for 5-2 in ACC play. 1-3, however, on the road this season, coming off a win on Saturday, a 22-point win against Syracuse. So a huge win for them as well for Virginia Tech. So on that one-game winning streak, as the player to watch out for tonight for the Hokies will be the senior guard, Justin Robinson. He had a career night against Syracuse on Saturday, converted on 9 3-pointers, along with adding 8 assists in the win against Syracuse. Robinson, with those 35 points, was named the ACC Player of the Week last week for doing that, as also Justin Robinson became Virginia Tech's all-time leader in career assists on that game versus Syracuse on Saturday. As right now he sits at 548 assists and moved into the top spot with that one, as we're almost getting ready for tip-off here between Miami and Virginia Tech. About a minute or two before we go in, but Justin Robinson, impact player for the Hokies right now, currently tied first in the ACC, along with Duke's Trey Jones for average assists per game, as they both average around 5.6 assists per game with Justin Robinson and Trey Jones. Robinson's 35 points on Saturday was tied for second, the second highest in ACC play ever for Virginia Tech in an ACC game. The highest points scored by a Virginia Tech player against another ACC team came back in 2009 when it was Malcolm Delaney for Virginia Tech, who dropped 37 against Clemson. But Robinson's impact on Saturday was a big impact on the team, and he knows how to pick up his teammates as well. He went 9 for 13 from the three-point range that game. He knows how to pick up his teammate, especially sophomore Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He scored, well, he was tied for a season low in that game with 4 points, but on the season, Alexander-Walker averages 17.5 points per game, as both of those guys will be factors as we're on our way here with a tip-off, as Miami gets the ball and they score right off the bat with a 3-ball from the right wing outside for the Hurricanes. So this game just started off the tip-off. Virginia Tech now with the ball in the orange jerseys, black lettering Miami in their white jerseys, as the shot from the right elbow, no good, but offensive board by Virginia Tech and into the lane and scores as the shot goes down for the Hokies inside the lane. It's 3-2, 19:15 left to go in the first. Miami now with the ball towards the left wing outside in the perimeter. With the ball, Azundu hands it off to Anthony Lawrence. The ball is stolen by the Hokies. Fast break here and laying it. Tried to lay it up and in, but too strong off the glass was Justin Robinson. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Miami, and Virginia Tech will get the ball back on the inbounds with 18:59 left to go in this one. So if you're just joining us, the Miami Hurricanes hit a 3-pointer in their first possession as they were up 3-0, and then Virginia Tech came back and hit a shot. So now it's 3-2. Virginia Tech from the outside. The shot missed by Alexander Walker. Rebounded by the Hurricanes. Ball taken past the right side of the timeline. This is Chris Likes leading the team right now for Miami. Passes the ball off left wing to Vasiljevic with the ball, and he passes it off to the top of the key to Azundu. Azundu looking for somebody who's open. Finally does. Finds Vasiljevic, and the ball goes back into the hands, this time to Zach Johnson, who feeds the ball inside. The ball is stolen by the Hokies. Now in transition, one man to beat in the lay-in, up and good by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And Virginia Tech takes the 4-3 lead with 18:18 left to go in the first. So another steal by Virginia Tech. That time it led to a basket. Ball into the hands of Miami now, dribbling the ball, trying to go inside. Lawrence shot the ball for Miami, but it was tipped out of bounds by the Hokies, and Miami will get the ball back. So as we look at the replay on the last play, the ball looked like it was stolen by Justin Robinson, and then he passes it up the court to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and he puts it in the net. So Miami will get the ball back, and they throw it all the way to the backcourt now as they take the ball up with it. It's Anthony Lawrence dribbling the ball past the timeline here with 18 minutes left. Down by 1 for the Hurricanes. Shoots it back to the right wing outside, trying to dribble inside. Vasiljevic, ball cannot go off the glass. Rebounded by the Hokies. Ball taken past the right side of the timeline. Nice spin move by Ahmed Hill as He goes past the defender, dribbling baseline as he fed the ball off down low, but out of the hands and stolen away by Miami. 3-ball in transition, no good. Rimmed out by Zach Johnson. Rebounded by Blackshear for Virginia Tech as the Hokies have the ball. Justin Robinson now takes it past the right side of the timeline behind the arc. 17:25 left to go in the first. Robinson looks to the right corner, open three. Nothing but net from the outside. Nikhil Alexander Walker puts that one home. If they counted it. We might take a look at the last play. On that, did the refs count it? So they just updated the scoreboard. Yeah, 7-3. So yeah, that was the open three by Alexander Walker that he made. They just updated the scoreboard here on the TV. So Virginia Tech up 7-3, 17 minutes left to go. Miami shoots the three and it hit the front part of the rim, rebounded by the Hokies. Taking it up past the timeline with his Robinson towards the top of the key as he's guarded by Wardenberg. Passes it out to the right wing here, trying to dribble inside, and a weird shot by Alexander Walker cannot go down. And the ball goes out of bounds, so it's a turnover by Virginia Tech, and the ball will go back to Miami as the Hokies are up 7-3 early on in this one. As Chris Likes has the ball and throws it off to Wardenberg. Wardenberg trying to go inside. Looked like he almost traveled with it, but the refs don't call it. Blackshear, however, pulls down the rebound. So Virginia Tech now has the ball back in their hands. Robinson towards the top of the key, dribbling towards his left, and now back towards the Miami logo. Trying to call a play now for Justin Robinson, dribbling towards his right side near the right wing behind the arc, dribbling towards the left side. Trying to go baseline, and the ball almost comes out of his hands. He gets it back, feeds it out to the right wing. And now back to Robinson, left corner three. Justin Robinson rimmed down, no good. Offensive board by Blackshear, though, for Virginia Tech. So let's start up the offense again with a whole new shot clock. 15:50 left to go, 20 on the shot clock. So the Hokies have the ball. Now they're moving it around the perimeter towards the left side into the hands of Justin Robinson, who passes the ball towards Blackshear. Now Blackshear, open jumper as he faked out a defender on a spin move who fell down to the ground for Miami and is slow to get up. But Miami gets the ball back. 15.5 left to go in the first. Zach Johnson tried to dribble inside, and he could not get it to fall in the basket. Too strong off the rim. And no, Virginia Tech in transition. Too hard off the glass by Robinson, and Miami gets the rebound. Back and forth battle here as the Hurricanes take it past the timeline towards the left part of the timeline, guarded by Wabisa Beatty. And then he passes it off for Miami, trying to take it in the lane, and the layup is good for the Hurricanes. Abuka Azundu lays it in with the left hand. 7-5. Hokies up by 2. 14:50 left to go in the first. Nikhil Alexander Walker throws the ball out to Blackshear. Puts the ball into the hands of Robinson. Now they're trying to work their way inside to outside as the ball is thrown to Blackshear, trying to kick it back outside of Walker, and he misfired where Walker moved, and the ball goes out of bounds. So turnover by Virginia Tech, but we're just getting started here with this one. Virginia Tech up 7-5 against the Miami Hurricanes right now, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my videos, share, and spread the word as well. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I'll be live streaming, doing play-by-play of college basketball games throughout the regular season, all the way into the conference tournament. And right now, I'll update the chat with the score of the game. We got 7-5 so far in this one. So we got 14 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. In the first, the score is 7-5. I'll go over the box score here since Virginia Tech is up in this one. We'll see who's leading the box score statistics for both of the teams. 5 points so far, leading the way for Virginia Tech is Nikhil Alexander Walker. 2 for 4 from the field. He also hit a 3-pointer. And then 2 points chipping in is Justin Robinson. Right now, he has a steal. He already has 2 assists. As we look to the box score for Miami so far, with around the first 5 minutes and 20 seconds in this one, Anthony Lawrence with 3 points so far for the Hurricanes, leading the team as he drained the 3-pointer from the outside. And then Abuka Azundu has 2 as he laid one inside. And then we went to commercial break. So we're almost back to action in this game between Virginia Tech and Miami, as Virginia Tech right now currently 12th in the nation. They're 1-2 in their top 25 games so far this season. They had an early non-conference win against the Purdue Boilermakers, and Purdue is helping that strength of schedule for Virginia Tech in the net ranking and all of that, because Purdue beat Michigan State on Sunday, so that helped out Virginia Tech big time, even when Virginia Tech beat them early on in non-conference play. As we look to the 2 losses they had against top 25 teams so far for the Hokies, that they lost to their rival, the Virginia Cavaliers, at Virginia. Both of the losses were away. They lost to the Cavaliers 81-59. And then last Monday, they lost at North Carolina in the Tar Heels. They lost that game 103-82, with this Virginia team averages, it only allows opponents to average around 61.6 points per game. That's good for 13th best right now in all college basketball. And then North Carolina, what they do is they put up a 103 spot on Virginia Tech last Monday. As we look to the Miami Hurricanes, they're 0-3 against top 25 play. They lost a close one in early conference play to North Carolina State in the Wolfpack by 5, and then they lost at Florida State, another close one, 68-62, and then they lost by 9 points against North Carolina a couple Saturdays ago. As we're back to action here with the Miami Hurricanes, they get the inbounds with 14:28 left to go. The ball's into the hands of Chris Likes, who's the leading scorer for the Hurricanes, as the ball's thrown inside, and the ball gets stuck at the rim, as right there, Miami tried to slam jam the ball, 2 hands in there. Virginia Tech had a defender try to come into the back, and the ball gets wedged in between the rim and the backboard. How many times do you see that? Virginia Tech does commit the foul on the play. It was Sam Wardenberg who tried to jam it in, so he'll go to the line for Miami. Here's the first one by Wardenberg, and he hits that one. Sam Wardenberg from the free throw line, he shoots 69.7% on the season from that line. So he hit the first one. The game's 7-6. Virginia Tech up by 1. And the second one good as well. The Hurricanes knot this one up at 7 apiece with 14:19 left to go in the first. Virginia Tech has the ball now, taking it past the timelines. Robinson dribbles it out to Blackshear, hands it back off to Robinson. Robinson feeds the ball inside to Blackshear as he's at the baseline, double guarded. The ref will say that he traveled with it. So the Hokies will turn the ball over once again with 14 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the first, as the Hurricanes will get the ball back into their hands. It's Chris Likes, the leading scorer of Miami, with the ball as he takes it past the logo. Likes dribbling towards his left side with the ball, passes it off to the left corner to Wardenberg. Wardenberg tried to dribble baseline, and his shot was too strong off the glass and rebounded, going the other way for Virginia Tech now. Is there at the right wing behind the arc, kicks it to the left wing, and here's Robinson trying to dribble inside, kicks it back outside, and a jumper from the deep 2 was no good, and Virginia Tech will get called on a foul as well, offensive foul. So the ball will go back to Miami with 13 minutes, 37 seconds in this one. So the Hurricanes have the ball back, and the ball's into the hands of Wardenberg, who passes the ball now to Lawrence. Now into the hands of the low post to Abundu, who gets the ball out And no, the 3-ball cannot go down for McGusty, who's in the game off the bench now for the Hurricanes. Rebounded by Virginia Tech as it's into the hands of Nikhil Alexander-Walker towards the right side behind the 3-point arc, dribbling towards the top of the key as they're passing it towards the right wing outside, and now passes the ball inside. Blackshear inside the low post and too strong off the glass, no good. Rebounded by the Hurricanes. We're still tied up at 7, and we have 12 minutes, 52 seconds left to go in the first. Miami with the ball fed inside to Azundu with 12:48 to go as he laid it in. We'll see if the bucket counts. No, it didn't. So they turned it over right there with the travel that happened before he laid it in. So Virginia Tech gets the ball back. Virginia Tech misfires on the 3-pointer. Rebounded by Miami. The ball taken past the timeline, and who tripped with the ball was Likes. As Miami, they've made 1 out of the past 9 shots from the field. Chris Likes just tripped with the ball, and Virginia Tech will pick up their 3rd foul. Miami still clean so far tonight. Blackshear got charged with the foul for the Hokies. He'll take a seat on the bench. Miami has 0 fouls so far. Virginia Tech with 3. They'll inbound the ball as the ball goes back into the hands of Likes. Likes guarded heavily by Virginia Tech on a double team, but he gets past that. He's trying to go into the lane. Oh, nice play by Chris Likes. Dribbling in between defenders, and Miami takes the lead. 9-7 for the Hurricanes. Up by 2. 12-12 left to go in the first. Virginia Tech now with the ball at the left wing. Isaiah Wilkins throws the ball into the left elbow, and left elbow deep 2 shot. No good for Virginia Tech. But I think there was a foul on Miami. We'll get the call after we see this beautiful replay right there by Chris Likes, who laid the ball in, dribbled between a whole group of defenders on the last possession. So, yeah, Miami did commit the shooting foul. So, Virginia Tech will go to the line. The first shot is good. From the line, it's Ahmed Hill, who tried to take the deep 2, and he was fouled by Miami, and he hits his first, so now it's 9-8. Ahmed Hill shooting 85.2% from the free throw line, hit his first. His second one nails it as well. We got ourselves a 9-9 game with 12 minutes left to go in the first. Miami has the ball now into the hands of Chris Likes. Trying to get it past the 10-second line, and he does. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence guarded. We got 15 on the shot clock. Throws the ball to the right side of the perimeter. Back to Likes. Likes dribbling with the ball for the Hurricanes. Dribbling around the outside. Trying to feed it inside, and is stolen away. Tapped away by the Hokies. 1-on-1. One man to beat by Walker. He gets it. Lays it in off the glass. Nikhil Alexander-Walker on the fast break with 1 man to beat. Virginia Tech now with an 11-9 lead. 11:22 left to go in the first. Miami now with the ball as they take it past the timeline with Likes. Likes throws the ball off to the right side behind the 3-point line with Zach Johnson. And now at the left corner 3 by Likes. He drains in nothing but net from the outside with Chris Likes showing you the touch on that 3-ball. Miami with a lead with 10:57 left to go in the first. Virginia Tech now with the ball past the timeline. Walker with it. Walker into the lane, lays it up and in. Miami did not play defense right there and allowed Nikhil Alexander-Walker to walk straight through the middle of the lane and lay it in. He has 9 points so far in this game, leading the Hokies 4 for 6 from the field. 3-ball from the right corner, no good by Miami. The shot went off the rim by Anthony Lawrence. Rebounded by the Hokies. We got ourselves a 13-12 game. Virginia Tech with the ball around the perimeter. Now it's into the hands of Robinson, who passes it off to Beatty. Wabisa Beatty. As this ball is stolen, he tried to pass it inside. 2-on-1. And a layup, and it's good for the Hurricanes. Chris Likes adding to his total, 14-13. We got ourselves a fun back-and-forth game early in this one. 9:52 left to go in the first as Chris Likes has taken over for the Hurricanes. Virginia Tech now with the ball. So they're at the top of the key with it now to the left wing, trying to dribble inside with it, and the shot good. And there, Ahmed Hill gets it to float off the glass up and in. Virginia Tech takes a 15-14 lead. We got 9.5 minutes left to go. So a lot of lead changes here early in this one. Chris Likes with the ball now for Miami, trying to dribble outside to inside as he passes the ball outside. And now the feed towards the left low baseline for Miami. Oh, nice shot off the glass by the Hurricanes. Takes the lead back. That was number 13, Anthony Mack, who hit that shot. Beautiful shot by Miami. Going down low baseline and hitting it off the glass perfectly. 16-15, Virginia Tech with the ball towards the right wing with it. Isaiah Wilkins dribbling with the ball into the game now for the Hokies off the bench. Ball goes into the hands of Beatty. Beatty trying to dribble inside, kicks it back outside to Wilkins. Now the right wing three. No good by Walker. Rebounded by the Hurricanes. 16-15, Miami now with the ball. Zach Johnson throws the ball inside and is rejected by Wilkins. But they'll give Miami the points. They'll say that Isaiah Wilkins for Virginia Tech was called for goaltending there. So they give Miami the points as the Hurricanes extend their lead. We got a timeout on the floor, 18-15. I'll update the chat as well. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe, and feel free to also spread the word about my channel as well. I'll be doing live play-by-play, live reactions to college basketball games throughout the season, all the way into the March Madness tournament. So stay tuned, and we got ourselves a pretty good game here as the Hurricanes of Miami 1-6 in ACC play, up early against the number 12 Virginia Tech Hokies in this one, 18-15. So 8:35 left to go in the first. Pretty fun game so far. We haven't dug into any of the stats for both of these teams so far, so I might as well do that. Shooting from the field. Miami shooting 2 for 8 right now. That's good for only 25% shooting from the field. Virginia Tech 3 for 10 from the field, so good for 30% shooting right now. The 3 ball, both of the teams are 1 for 3 shooting the 3 ball. What else we have? Rebounds. Virginia Tech, with a smaller team, they only have 2 players above 6'7", as their main player for this team's Kerry Blackshear. He's 6'10". He had a career high 17 rebounds against the North Carolina Tar Heels last Monday in that game. But yeah, Kerry Blackshear, he's got definitely leads the team for Virginia Tech in size, 6'10", and then the second tallest player is Landers Noli, is 6'7". But after that, very, very small Virginia Tech team is. There's a couple of players on the team that's like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", a couple of 6'5" there, 5 guys. Whereas there's a group of other teams that have a bunch of players taller than 6'7". But that's not the case with Chris Likes so far. Chris Likes is the 5'7" sophomore from Mitchellville, Maryland, and he's just taking over this game right now for the Hurricanes and making sure that they stay up in front of Virginia Tech in this one. Chris Likes has 7 points so far with an assist and a steal in this one. So he's leading the scoring right now for Miami. As we look to Virginia Tech, it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker who's leading the team in scoring right now with 9 points. Alexander Walker is the leader in points per game as well, as he averages 17.5 points per game. And also, yeah, this stat line for Nickeil Alexander-Walker is that he's 5th in the ACC right now with steals. He averages around 2 steals per game as well. As we're almost back to action here in Miami, as we have a great game tomorrow night. 2 bubble teams battling it out for the Battle of Arizona, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll have the stream for you guys in that game. It's Arizona traveling to Arizona State for that one. Should be a great game as both of those teams are battling in Pac-12 play, as we're back with this one. Top of the key 3 for Virginia Tech, and they drain it to tie it up at 18. 8:16 left to go in the first. Beautiful 3-ball from the outside at the top of the key. So this game is tied. 8:10 remaining left in the first. Miami with the ball into the hands of Vasilovic. Passes the ball back. Anthony Lawrence now, right side behind the 3-point line. Throws the ball to the right elbow to Azunu. Kicks the ball outside, and now to the right wing, back to Lawrence with 7 on the shot clock. Lawrence takes the deep 3. Lawrence almost had it, but it rimmed out. Rebounded by the Hokies. 7:46 left to go in the first. Dribbling with the ball is Robinson. Robinson passes the ball to Ty Outlaw in the game now. And back to Robinson inside, and he misses the 3. But he was knocked down on the 3-point shot with 7 minutes, 38 seconds remaining. Timeout called, and Miami will pick up their second foul of the game, meaning that Virginia Tech will go to the line. So Justin Robinson fouled from the 3-point line, and when we get back, he'll shoot from the line. So we got ourselves an 18-18 game. Timeout on the floor, so I'll update the chat again some more. 7 minutes, 38 seconds left to play in the first half. Thank you for joining me. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and feel free to like my videos, share, spread the word, and subscribe to my channel as well, and I'll update the score here in the chat. So Virginia Tech with 18 and Miami with 18. We got ourselves 7:38 left to go in the first. So 18 apiece here for both of the teams. We'll look at this college basketball scoreboard as well. We got a game at halftime with number 10 Marquette up 34-25 right now at the half against the Butler Bulldogs. That game at Indianapolis, playing at Butler. So Butler on the bubble right now, 3-5 in Big East play, 12-9 overall. This is a must-win game for Butler if they want to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive. Another big game out there for the Big 12 as number 20 Iowa State is hosting West Virginia right now. The Cyclones up in that one, 25-18 early on with 8 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the first. As we have a bunch of college basketball games throughout the day. Villanova traveling to Chicago later tonight in about a half an hour or so with tip-off against DePaul, and then Louisville, 15th in the nation, playing at Wake Forest, another ACC game later tonight. That one with a tip-off about 30 minutes from now. As we are on this TV commercial timeout here before Virginia Tech will shoot their free throws from the line, as I haven't introduced the coaches today, so I might as well do that. For Virginia Tech, their head coach is Buzz Williams. He's in his 5th season right now for the Hokies. His record, he has 90 wins and 63 losses. That's good for a winning percentage of 58.8% of his wins. Before he took over as head coach of Virginia Tech, he was the head coach of the Marquette Golden Eagles prior to that from 2008 to 2014. As Buzz Williams has taken Virginia Tech to 2 NCAA tournaments so far, including last year. Last year, they were the number 8 seed and lost to number 9 Alabama by 3 points in the first round. As the first shot from the free throw line goes down for Justin Robinson, as he'll get 3 chances. Oh, you got the roll there, the friendly one, as that looked like it was going to bounce out, and the ball went back into the net. So 20-18, and he's perfect from the line there. 3 for 3 for Justin Robinson, as he's a 79.4 free throw percent shooter on the season. Hits all 3 of them with 7:30 left as Miami has the ball. 21-18, Virginia Tech up by 3. The Hokies moving the ball around the perimeter now at the left side of the perimeter towards the top of the key now with Lawrence. Passes it off right side to Mack, feeds the ball inside. They kick it back outside. And the 3 ball was taken from the outside, but it looks like Miami has, before that, the refs say they turned over the ball, double dribble by the Hurricanes. with 7 minutes, 15 seconds left. So Virginia Tech will get the ball back. So the Hokies now with the inbounds. Justin Robinson takes it past the Miami logo as he hands the ball off here. With the Hokies, that was Ahmed Hill, and back to Robinson. Now to Nikhil Alexander-Walker, trying to work his way inside, and off the glass, up and in by Walker. Virginia Tech, they have their largest lead of the night, up by 5, 23-18. 6:50 left to go in the first. Nikhil Alexander-Walker already has 14 points in this one. 3-ball, left corner, no good by Miami. Rebounded by Blackshear, and the ball was thrown to Robinson, and it just went past him and out of bounds. As we look at that replay again, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, he got fed the ball inside and then he laid it off the glass. So the ball did go out of bounds. It was tipped by Miami, though. So Virginia Tech regains possession in the lane. No, the spin move cannot work, and it's a turnover by the Hokies. Going the other way from Miami now in transition. Zach Johnson had the ball, and then the ball was kicked as he tried to dribble baseline. As Virginia Tech picks up their 4th foul on the night. 6:19 left to go in the first. So not yet in the bonus, so Miami will just inbound the ball when they get possession here. So the Hurricanes inbound the ball. 6:15 left to go as the ball is into the hands of Chris Likes, the leading scorer, passes it off to Wardenberg. And now it's to Vasiljevic. With the ball, Vasiljevic at the right wing behind the Arkies. 13 seconds remaining. Passes the ball off to the left side behind the three-point line with the ball, Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson towards the top of the key now with the ball, dribbling inside. Tried to float it over the top, and he just airballs it. And looks like Blackshear will come away with that ball next to the baseline, as he was the only one to take care of that. So Virginia Tech now with the ball. As the ball's fed down low to Blackshear with a lot of passing, but the offensive foul called on Blackshear as he tried to take it inside. He kicked it back outside, and Johnson hit the floor hard for Miami. So Zach Johnson got the charge he was looking for the Hurricanes, and Virginia Tech gets their 5th team foul and turns it back over again. So Miami with the ball on the inbounds, down by 5, 23-18, Virginia Tech leading. 5:32 left to go in the first. Chris Likes with the ball. Feeds it back outside. Right corner 3. No good. Rimmed out by Vasiljevic. Rebounded by Virginia Tech. The Hokies with the ball now. Justin Robinson dribbling. He's dribbling inside by one defender. He puts it up and in into the basket. Inside the paint. 7-point lead. Largest lead of the night by the Hokies. We got a timeout on the floor with 5 minutes, 13 seconds left, as it looks like Jim Larinaga will talk things over for the Miami Hurricanes. I'll update the chat here with the score. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe. I'll be doing my live streams and play-by-play live reactions to college basketball games throughout the season, all the way into the March Madness tournament, as Virginia Tech on quite a bit of a run here at the Watsco Center in Miami. I'll update the chat here with the score. Thank you for tuning in right now. With 5:13 left to go in this one, I introduced Buzz Williams during the last commercial break. So while we're waiting, I'll introduce the head coach for Miami. That's Jim Larinaga. Once we're on this commercial break, he's in his 8th season right now as head coach of the Miami Hurricanes. He has a record of 170-89. He's made 4 NCAA tournaments with this Miami team. As now they get the inbounds here with Wardenberg with the ball as they're dribbling around the perimeter. Left corner 3, shot rimmed out by Vasiljevic, and it was rebounded by Virginia Tech. There's a foul called. Looks like the refs are going to say that the foul was on Nikhil Alexander-Walker, so Virginia Tech will pick up their 6th team foul. Is that what they're discussing as the refs go over to Buzz Williams right now? But yeah, back to a little bit. Yeah, so the refs will say foul on Virginia Tech on the rebounds by Walker. And you see the fouls by Walker. But Jim Larrañaga, head coach of Miami, has been to 4 NCAA March Madness tournaments. He has 1 regular season title, and he also has an ACC conference title. Both of those came in the same year, back in 2013. As the Miami Hurricanes, you have to go all the way back to the 1997-1998 season. Well, not the Miami Hurricanes, but just Jim Larrañaga in general. You have to go back to that season, 97-98, where Larrañaga had his last losing season as a head coach. That was when he was head coach for George Mason before he came to the Miami Hurricanes. As George Mason and Jim Larrañaga. Jim Larrañaga was the head coach for George Mason all the way back in 2006 when George Mason made that Cinderella run all the way in to the Final Four and just shocked the nation during that whole NCAA tournament. So the refs will say that Virginia Tech will pick up their 6th foul as a team on that rebound by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We have 4 minutes, 54 seconds left to go. A little bit of a stoppage in time here, as Wardenberg will go to the free throw line. He has 2 points now for the Hurricanes. Both of those free throws as he hit them both early on. And here he goes with a next shot, and he's perfect from the line so far. 3 for 3 as he hits that one, 25-19. As Sam Wardenberg goes back to the line. Second shot, he hits it. So it's a 5-point game now. As we look at the last play and what the foul was called on, as it looked like maybe Walker pushed off on the rebound. That's what it looked like, as Ty Outlaw did get that rebound. But we're back to action here. Miami gets the inbounds pass, and Miami double dribbles with the ball. And it's Abuka Azundu who cannot believe what just happened, as he was the one who was called for the double dribble. He does not look pleased at all with what just happened there. So Miami will turn the ball over to Virginia Tech again, into the hands of Robinson as he passes the left side of the timeline with the ball, backing himself towards the three-point line, and he passes the ball off to the free throw circles to Alexander Walker, kicks the ball outside to Outlaw. 3 ball goes down for Ty Outlaw from the outside. Ty Outlaw leading Virginia Tech right now in 3-point shooting percentage, averaging 48.3% per game. Virginia Tech up 28-20, 4:20 left to go in the first. Wardenberg with the ball towards the right side of the three-point line, and now the ball's into the hands of Azundu. Hands the ball off to Likes. Likes try to dribble baseline, but we have another foul called by Virginia Tech, so that is number 7, which will send Miami back to the line. 4:11 left to go. Chris Likes will go to the free throw line. He is shooting 78.5% from the free throw line this season. The first shot by Likes, and he misses it, so it was a 1-and-1. Since he missed the first, Virginia Tech had the opportunity to rebound it, and that's what they did. So the Hokies get the ball back here as they take it past the timeline with the ball into the hands of Ty Outlaw, dribbling, passes it off to Wilkins. Wilkins trying to go inside, lays it off the glass, up and in for Virginia Tech with their largest lead of the night, up by 10, 30-20. 3:45 left to go in the first. Chris Likes with the ball in his hands at the top of the key, passes it inside of Wardenberg, kicks it back outside of Lawrence. Lawrence trying to dribble baseline, feeds the ball inside of Wardenberg, kicks it back outside, left wing 3 goes down for the Hurricanes. They needed that one to get back into the game. Dejan Vasiljevic hits the 3, 33rd consecutive game with a 3-pointer made for Vasiljevic. 7-point game. Virginia Tech up. 3 minutes, 13 seconds left to go. Oh, wide open layup is good off the glass for the Hokies. Justin Robinson lays it in with his right hand. 32-23. 3:03 left to go. 3 ball deep by Chris Likes, and he just airballs it. Rebounded by Virginia Tech with 2:55 left to go. The Hokies with the ball. Alexander Walker passes it to Robinson. 3 ball by Robinson. from the left wing was no good, and the ball's fought for. In the corner, the ball goes out of bounds. Ty Outlaw tried to dive after the ball, but he could not get it. Touched the ball out of bounds. We got a timeout on the floor. As the score here in this one, Virginia Tech 32, Miami 23, 2:46 left to go in the first. As we're on the commercial break here, I'll update the chat with the score. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe, and spread the message and the word about my channel as well. And I'll update the score right now in the chat. So we got 2 minutes, 46 seconds left in this game. Just going to refresh some of these stats, see where we're at in the box score. And it looks like Nickeil Alexander-Walker is leading the Virginia Tech Hokies in scoring right now with 14 points. Behind him, Justin Robinson with 9. So both of those guys 1-2 in the scoring right now. We look to the Miami Hurricanes with their leading scorer, Chris Likes, the 5'7" sophomore from Mitchellville, Maryland, leading the scoring for the Miami Hurricanes with 7 points. And then Anthony Lawrence has 5 points right now for Miami. We'll look into some of the team box scores with 2:46 left to go before the half. Miami shooting the ball 34.8% right now, not shooting the ball well at all compared to Virginia Tech, who they're shooting the ball currently at 52.2% from the field. So Virginia Tech's 12 for 23 from the field. Miami's 8 for 23 right now. As we look at the three-pointers, Virginia Tech shooting the ball from behind the arc, converting on 3 out of their 8 shots from three-point range. And then the Hurricanes currently converting on 3 out of 12 three-pointers so far in this one. And then from the free throw line, Virginia Tech's hit all of them, 5 for 5, and Miami's 4 for 5. Rebounding game, that one goes to Virginia Tech by a 7-point margin right now, as the Hokies are out-rebounding Miami 17-10 in this one. Turnovers, well, Virginia Tech's turned the ball over 7 times. Miami's turned the ball over 6 times. And I think there was, fouls has been a little bit of a difference too. Virginia Tech has fouled Miami 7 times. So Miami already shooting free throws in the bonus when they do get fouled compared to Miami, who only has 3 fouls charged on them. I know coming into the game, the Hurricanes were, I think like top 15 team in the nation. Yeah, and fewest fouls. Yeah, they were coming in 7th in all of college basketball with the fewest fouls per game, as they average only around 14.5 fouls per game. As we're back to action in this one at Coral Gables, Miami gets the inbounds. Down by 9 as they pass the ball around the perimeter and try to dribble inside with the ball. The ball cannot go up and in, but Wardenberg gets the offensive board as Zach Johnson missed the shot. Kicks the ball back outside. Left baseline, dribbling the ball, trying to go inside, and no good. The shot couldn't go down for Zach Johnson with 2 minutes, 9 seconds left, but it will be a shooting foul once again, and Johnson will go to the line for 2 for Miami. So Virginia Tech just picked up their 8th team foul of the night, and Zach Johnson will go to the free throw line. He's shooting 64.8% from the line. First one by Johnson. Gets the friendly roll as they hit the front rim, hit the back part of the rim, and it bounced in the net, and it was good. 32-24. Miami is still in this game. 2:09 left to go. Second shot by Johnson. Hits that one as well. 32-25 as Virginia Tech gets the inbounds. Robinson has the ball as he takes it past the timeline here as he kicks the ball to the right corner. Now trying to dribble the ball inside. Kicks the ball back outside with his Ahmed Hill. Hill falls on the ground as he tried to feed the ball off to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and the ball goes out of bounds. The refs will meet together to see if Virginia Tech turn that ball over. or if it was poked out by Miami, and it looks like Virginia Tech will still get the ball back. So the Hokies get to inbound the ball as Justin Robinson has it in his hands. Robinson dribbling, and three-pointer from the right wing by Justin Robinson. It goes wide off the backboard, rebounded by the Hurricanes. Lawrence with the ball, and he passes it off to Johnson. Johnson, deep three. Zach Johnson could not get it to go. Rebounded by Alexander Walker of the Hokies. 1:25 left to go in the first. 25 on the shot clock. The ball is into the hands of Robinson now at the top of the key. Robinson looks towards the free throw line where he finds Walker. Jumper from the free throw line, and it hits for Virginia Tech. Nikhil Alexander Walker hits that one home. 9-point lead for the Hokies. 34-25. 1:02 left to go in the first. Nikhil Alexander Walker already has 16. Anthony Lawrence now with the ball at the top of the key for the Hurricanes. Feeds the ball to the left corner outside. Left elbow, deep two, and hit it. That shot goes down. I think, who was that? Anthony Mack, number 13? Yeah, I think it was Anthony Mack who had that shot down. So Miami down by 7. Timeout on the floor. 34-27, Virginia Tech. And Buzz Williams will take a timeout to talk here. We've got 37.1 seconds left to go in the first half. And I'll update the score here in the chat. So Virginia Tech 34. Miami 27. We have a little bit of a timeout here, so Buzz Williams called a timeout to talk with his crew. They're up by 7 here with the Virginia Tech Hokies. Still not yet at halftime, but the Hokies trying to look to extend their overall win streak to be 17-3 and 6-2 in ACC play if they do that, as the Hokies have the ball now, moving around the perimeter. 3 ball from the left corner, cannot go down, and is rebounded by Miami. With the ball now, as we thank you for joining in here. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, where I'll be doing live streaming of my play-by-play live reactions to college basketball games throughout the regular season, all the way into the March Madness tournament. Miami now with 10 seconds left, with the ball down by 7. 7 seconds left before halftime. The ball into the hands of Lawrence now, dribbling behind the arc. Lawrence stolen away, and Virginia Tech will shoot it at the buzzer. Oh, man, he almost got the shot in at the buzzer. That was a full court shot by the Hokies that just went barely wide left. That was an incredible shot all the way from the court. But Virginia Tech, they're 14-1 this season when leading at the half. The Virginia Tech Hokies up at the half right now, as this one has just gone into halftime, 34-27 against Miami. I'll update the score in the chat here. Thank you for joining me in here. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and feel free to like my videos, spread the word about my channel, and spread the message as well, and feel free to subscribe to my channel as well, as I'll be doing live streams of my play-by-play and live reactions to college basketball games throughout the regular season all the way into the March Madness tournament. And pretty good game here in the first half, as this one in the ACC has gone to Virginia Tech with a 7-point lead. So I'll update this at the half, and then we'll get into like some of the box scores. I'll look into what's going on as well in college basketball with all the other scores going on as well. I know Marquette and Butler is playing right now, so here's the update of the score, 34-27. We're at halftime with the number 12 Hokies leading. We'll look into some of the team stats right now since we're at the break. 13 for 26 shooting for Virginia Tech. That's good for 50% from the floor. Miami shooting 9 for 26. That's good for 34.6% of the floor as we're at the half. Virginia Tech shooting the 3 ball a little bit better than the Hurricanes as well. Virginia Tech from the field, 3 for 10, 30% shooting from the field. Miami's 3 for 13 right now. As we look to the main factors why Virginia Tech's leading this game at the half, well, it's got to be the rebounds. Defensive rebounds, the Hokies out-rebounding the Hurricanes 15-10, and total rebounds, Virginia Tech out-rebounding Miami 18-13 at the half. As we look to the turnovers, both of the teams at the half are even at 7. However, Virginia Tech has fouled Miami 8 times so far in this game. Miami has only committed 3 fouls. Coming into this game, Miami was ranked 7th in the nation in fewest fouls as a team. As we look into the box score here, since we're at the half, nobody in double-digit points so far for the Miami Hurricanes. Chris Likes leading the way. He's the 5'7" sophomore guard from Mitchellville, Maryland. So Chris Likes leading Miami with 7 points, and then there's a couple of guys with 5 points in there, and then a few. I think there's one with 4 and one with 2. As we look to Virginia Tech right now, Nikhil Alexander Walker, he could go in the first round of the NBA draft if he does declare. This guy already has 16 points for Virginia Tech. Miami's having trouble stopping him in the first half. So Nikhil Alexander already going off in this game. He has 2 assists and a steal, and he also has 2 rebounds to add to his name. Kerry Blackshear, he doesn't have any points for the Hokies right now, but he's showing you what you can do with that 6'10" size so far in this one. He has 8 rebounds in this game so far. Kerry Blackshear, last Monday against North Carolina, he had a career-high 17 rebounds in that game. Justin Robinson, coming off that 35-point career performance against Syracuse on Saturday. Justin Robinson for Virginia Tech currently has 9 points, and he has 2 assists and 2 steals as well. He also has a block to add to his name at halftime in that one. Justin Robinson hit 9 3-pointers in that win over Syracuse on Saturday for Virginia Tech. As we look to the ACC standings before I send it off to the scoreboard updates with what's going on in college basketball, looks like Virginia Tech and Duke right now are at the top of the ACC. Virginia Tech's 3rd in the AP poll. Duke is number 2. So both of those teams, 7-1 right now in ACC play, so they're at the top tier, and then 6-1, both right behind, just need another win to tie Virginia Tech and Duke. 6-1 will be North Carolina and Louisville. And then Virginia Tech is with Syracuse as 5-2 in the ACC, and then way down in 13th place right now in ACC play is the Miami Hurricanes, who are tied with Wake Forest at 1-6 overall in ACC play, as Notre Dame is currently in last, as they're 1-7 in ACC play, but 11-10 overall. Let's see this. I'm looking at the standings. There's only 2 teams right now with losing records inside the ACC. That is Miami, who's 9-10, and then Wake Forest, who's 8-11. Everybody else is either 11 wins and 10 losses or above. As what I was saying earlier was that Jim Larrañaga, the head coach for Miami, he hasn't had a single losing season in coaching since the 1997-1998 season, while he coached George Mason. When he was head coach at George Mason, one of the years, it was the 2006 year, that team made a huge Cinderella run that they went all the way into the Final Four. Nobody expected it. And then Jim Larrañaga, after he coached at George Mason, he came to the University of Miami, where he currently has 170 wins and 89 losses. And now we'll look at the halftime scoreboard, since we've got some games going on. But I'd like to thank all of you for watching my video right now. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and feel free to like my videos, spread the word, share the message as well, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you wish as well. I'll be doing live streams of my play-by-play live reactions to college basketball games throughout the regular season, all the way up and through the March Madness tournament. And tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'll have another good game for you guys. That'll be the Arizona Wildcats will be traveling to Tempe, Arizona, to take on their rival, the Arizona State Sun Devils. Both of those teams right now on the March Madness bubble. It would be a really, really weird March Madness tournament not to have the Arizona Wildcats in it. They've been so dominant over the past 2 decades or so in college basketball, but right now, the Arizona Wildcats are just like fallen off a cliff, and they've lost the last 2 games straight. They've been without their star center, Chase Jeter. They might not even get him back for this crucial game against Arizona State tomorrow night. So 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. I'll have the next stream here on Behind the Arc Basketball. That'll be the battle for Arizona. Arizona Wildcats traveling to Arizona State. As we look at the halftime scoreboard, number 10 Marquette right now up 51-37 against the Butler Bulldogs. I'm going to see if I can look at this box score just a second. I'm curious to see how many points Marcus Howard has for Marquette right now. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, back when Marcus Howard for Marquette dropped 53 points in their 106-104 overtime win against the Creighton Blue Jays in that game. So Marquette right now, 10th in the nation, up against Butler. Yeah, Marcus Howard right now, this game's still going. 11:46 left to go in the second, and Marcus Howard has 21 points right now for Marquette. So Butler as well. Butler is a team on the bubble along with Arizona and Arizona State. As we look to the scoreboard of other games going on right now, it's all Iowa State out there. Number 20 Cyclones leading at home against the West Virginia Mountaineers, 45-28. That game has gone into halftime as well. As we got other games tipping off in like 3 or 4 minutes from now. Number 14 Villanova traveling to Chicago to play against the Blue Demons of DePaul. DePaul right now currently 11-8 in Big East play, as Villanova is 16-4 overall. As we look to other games going on, this one in ACC play later today. Number 15 Louisville Cardinals traveling to Wake Forest. Wake Forest is tied with Miami as their second to last in the conference, right ahead of Notre Dame right now. 1-6 in ACC play for Wake Forest, as Louisville will be taking them on about like 3 or 4 minutes from now, 8 p.m. tip-off in that game. And then about an hour and 5 minutes from now, down at College Station, the number 19 LSU Tigers will be taking on Texas A&M in that game. So we're at halftime here between the Virginia Tech Hokies and the Miami Hurricanes. Thank you for joining my stream. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and what I do is that I do live streams of my play-by-play, live reactions to college basketball games throughout the regular season, all the way through the conference tournaments, and of course into the March Madness tournament as well. And I can't wait for March when that comes, as well as looks like that's where Virginia Tech is destined to be. Currently 12th in the nation and up by 7 at the half. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so as well, and feel free to like my videos, share, and spread the message as well to Behind the Arc Basketball. I have a bunch of games, hopefully, throughout the season. I know tomorrow night I have Arizona versus Arizona State at 9 p.m. I'll be streaming that. I'm hoping to stream, I think it's Saturday at noontime if I'm around. It's North Carolina State against Virginia Tech, so that should be a really, really good game, as well as NC State is in the top 25 also. So the Wolfpack of North Carolina State are, they're ranked 23rd in the nation, 16-5 overall, 4-4 in ACC play. And they'll be playing against the Hokies that game. And then I know there's another game on Saturday night. I'm not sure which one I'll pick up, if I'm going to pick up Kansas against Texas Tech, the 4 o'clock game on Saturday, or if I'm going to do Indiana against Michigan State. Both of those games are pretty good, but I know both of those games overlap in the time, so I have to take one of them because one of them starts at 4, the other game starts at 6. So I'll see which one I'll do, but hopefully there'll be more games when they update their stream for me to do for next week. I did the Kansas versus Texas game yesterday, and Kansas has lost 2 in a row now. They lost at Rupp Arena on Saturday against Kentucky, and then they just lost yesterday 10 points to the Texas Longhorns, and that's what the Texas Longhorns really needed to get themselves back into the tournament picture. They needed a huge win like that to get them back into bubble contention and off the NIT list here, and they did just that, beating the Kansas Jayhawks yesterday. Texas came into that game with the third toughest schedule in all of college basketball. Kansas coming into that game with the toughest schedule in all of basketball, and now Kansas has lost 2 in a row as Texas did it with multiple players. I think Kerwin Roach had a pretty big night for the Longhorns last night. Dylan Osakowski had a pretty good game for Texas as well. So, yeah, Texas has just climbed right back into the bracket projection talks with that huge win against Kansas. As that win for Texas allowed Kansas to drop below Kansas State in the conference, and they also dropped below Baylor as well. So Kansas State and Baylor are now tied at first in the Big 12 conference at 4-2. And we got a huge game on Saturday between Texas Tech and Kansas. Both of these teams are 5-3 in the conference. And it looks like Iowa State will be 5-3 after tonight, since they're beating West Virginia by a pretty good margin right now. As we're about a couple minutes away from tip-off, thank you for joining my stream. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my channel, share my videos, and subscribe as well. Spread the word throughout to my channel, as I'll be doing live streams, play-by-play, live reactions to college basketball games throughout the season, giving you a little bit of a scoreboard update before we get back, as Marquette against Butler. This game right now in the second half, Butler closing in on the 14-point margin that they were down a little bit earlier, as it was 51-37 a couple minutes ago. Now it's 51-43, so Marquette up by 8 right now in that game. Iowa State against West Virginia. This game just picked up at the beginning of the second half, so 45-28. Looks like Iowa State and the Cyclones will improve to 5-3 in the conference. We're still at the half here with Virginia Tech in Miami. Virginia Tech surging towards the end of that first half to take the 7-point advantage, but anything can go in the second half. We'll see how this game trends out to be. As, yeah, we're still at halftime here. I'll take a look into the top 25 for this. So those two ACC teams, Duke and Virginia, 2-3 right now in the AP top 25, and Tennessee at number 1. The team, however, to watch out for, shooting the ball, the team that's really, really good shooting the ball this season. They shoot the ball over 50%. And that team to watch out for would be the number 13 Houston Cougars. They're the first team in all of college basketball to reach the 20-win mark. I know they play in the American Conference, but last Wednesday's game, when they played against East Carolina, they blew them out by 44, and Houston shot an incredible 16 for 24 behind the three-point arc in that game. So they were the first team to get to 20 wins on the season. They're a team to watch out for, and another team to watch out for would be Purdue, coming off that strong win on Sunday at home against Michigan State. Could propel them and Matt Painter's squad to the next level to get them into a deep run into the tournament. It looks like we're back here to Virginia Tech and Miami. Nickeil Alexander-Walker already has 16 points at the half for the Hokies. The Hokies in the orange jerseys with the brown lettering, and Miami in the white jerseys with the green lettering and orange outline, as we're back here. 19 minutes, 50 seconds left as we just started the second half. Virginia Tech in Miami. The Hokies will inbound it with the ball as they're driving to the right side of the court, and Miami will drive to the left side of the court. So Virginia Tech with the inbounds pass as they throw it. Three-pointer from the left wing, and it's good from the outside for the Hokies to extend their lead to 37-27. 19:40 left to go in the second. 10-point lead by Virginia Tech. Miami with the ball. Ahmed Hill hit the three-pointer for the Hokies. The ball thrown inside by the Hurricanes and stolen away at the baseline by, I think it was Isaiah Wilkins for Virginia Tech, who stole that one away, but the ball did go out of bounds. We'll have to see what the refs call it if it was out of bounds. Yeah, it was last touched by Virginia Tech since it was right next to the baseline, so Miami will get the ball back. Miami inbounds it, and now trying to drive into the lane. Zach Johnson, and he's too strong. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by the Hokies. 19:20 left to go. 37-27. Virginia Tech with the ball. Left corner three. Oh, he hits it from the outside. Wabisa Beatty hits the three ball. Virginia Tech with their largest lead of the night, 40-27. And 45 seconds into this one. And that's how you make Jim Larinaga call a timeout already. When you score 6 points in the first 45 seconds of the second half, Virginia Tech on a hot run right now. I'll update the chat here with a score. Thank you for tuning in right now. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my channel, share, spread the word, and subscribe as well. And I'll update the scoreboard here as we're just getting started in the second half. But Virginia Tech looking real hot out of the gate here in the second. So yeah, they've just like propelled forward 2 3-pointers to start out the second half, and Virginia Tech is rolling right now. So with those 2 shots, the shooting percentage for the Hokies just keeps on crawling up and up and up. They're shooting 53.6% from the field right now. That's good for 15 for 28 shooting from the field. Miami shooting 9 for 17 right now. That's only good for 33% from the field for the Hurricanes. Leading the scoring still, Nikhil Alexander-Walker for the Hokies with 16. Ahmed Hill made a big 3-point shot, though, to start off the half for Virginia Tech. He has 7 points currently. Nobody in double-digit scoring for the Miami Hurricanes. They only have 27 points, but looks like the closest to that would be Chris Likes. He has 7 points right now for Miami as we're on a commercial break. I'll check the scoreboard updates to see how that Marquette game versus Butler is doing. And Marquette pulling away once again, up 56-45 in Indianapolis right now against the Butler Bulldogs. You got 8 minutes and 10 seconds to play in that game. And then the other game going on right now in the second half, Iowa State up by 14 against West Virginia. So Iowa State looking like they'll be 5-3 in the Big 12 play, and now it's 47-31. The Cyclones up against the Mountaineers. As we're on this commercial break between Virginia Tech and Miami, Villanova and DePaul just started 3-2. Villanova up by 1 right now against the Blue Demons of DePaul. As it looks like we are back to action here on the stream at the University of Miami in Coral Gables, Florida, at the Watsco Center. For the Miami Hurricanes now as they inbound the ball. 19 minutes, 8 seconds left in the second half. Ooh, the ball almost went out of bounds. They need to get it past the timeline, and there's a 10-second call by Miami as they'll turn the ball over back to Virginia Tech. So they couldn't get it past the timeline with 19 minutes, 5 seconds. So the Hokies will get the ball back as the ball's into the hands of Robinson now, who hands it off to Beatty. Beatty just hit the 3-pointer. And the reach-in foul called by Chris Likes as he was working on Beatty. So now we have 18 minutes, 57 seconds left. Miami picks up their first foul of the half. I believe they only had 3 fouls as a team in the first half. They're 7th in the nation for fewest team fouls least penalized. They average of around 14.5 fouls per game. As Virginia Tech inbounds the ball, top of the key three. Ahmed Hill, no, it rimmed out, rebounded by Lawrence of Miami. He takes the ball past the Miami logo now, dribbling, kicks the ball outside, right corner three. Three ball goes down from the outside. Zach Johnson for the Hurricanes, 10-point game. 18:30 left to go, 40-30, Virginia Tech up by 10. Robinson dribbling with the ball now as he's working on Johnson. He passes the ball now into the hands of Blackshear, and Blackshear taking it to the rack. And he got that one up and in off the glass as he tried to get it up and off the glass. No, it was a foul though by Miami as Blackshear tried to take it in the lane. He couldn't get the shot to fall with 18 minutes, 16 seconds left, but Kerry Blackshear will shoot two from the line. 67.5 free throw percent shooter on the season, and the first one hits for Kerry Blackshear. He had 17 blocks, a career high, against North Carolina last Monday. The second shot from the line by Kerry Blackshear, and that one rims out, rebounded by the Hurricanes. Number 15, Abuka Azundu, comes away with that rebound as the ball gets taken past the timeline by Likes. Likes now at the Miami logo is stolen all the way for Virginia Tech in a two-handed slam on the stolen ball, adding to his total by Nikhil Alexander Walker. 43-30. Hokies up by 13. Miami with the ball now, and another steal, a trip by Miami, and the ball thrown off the boards by Walker, and it's slammed back down by Virginia Tech, and they're loving it. Largest lead of the night, up by 15. I think that was Justin Robinson who slammed that down. There was nobody even close to the vicinity. So Virginia Tech started to be creative there, and Walker threw it off the glass to Ali to have the glass just like throw it back into the hands of, I think it was Justin Robinson who two-handed slammed that one down. That was incredible. But Virginia Tech got the ball back there, but they couldn't score in the last possession. Miami now with the ball passing around the perimeter, trying to drive baseline. Baseline jumper. It goes down for the Hurricanes. So it's 45-32. Looks like that shot goes down by Anthony Lawrence for Miami. 16:52 left to go in the second. Lawrence just scored his 7th point for the Hurricanes with a burst of speed past defenders, up and in off the glass. Justin Robinson doing it all tonight for the Hokies. He had 35, a career high against Syracuse on Saturday. Dribbles past a group of defenders and lays that one off the glass, up and in with his left hands. Goes past two defenders there for Justin Robinson for Virginia Tech. And he got fouled as well, so he'll go to the line. 47-32. 13 points tonight by Robinson. Here's the shot from the line. He hits it. 48-32. Robinson checks out of the game as he daps up his teammates. Very pleased of his performance tonight. As Miami has the ball now. They get it past the timeline. The ball's into the hands of Isaiah Wilkins, dribbling for the Hurricanes. Towards the right side behind the perimeter. Feeds the ball towards the right corner, trying to dribble inside, and a group of defenders was Wabisa Beatty. He gets fouled, though, with 16 minutes, 22 seconds left. And he'll go to the line for two. So Virginia Tech picks up their first foul as a team tonight in the second half. Miami has 3 in the second half. Wabisa Beatty shooting at the line for the Hurricanes. He's the sophomore from North Andover, Massachusetts. Went to Cushing Academy. Hits his first shot from the line. The score 48-33. First one went down. Here's the second one, and it hits as well for Beatty. So Miami down by 14, 16 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Virginia Tech gets the inbounds. So the ball's into the hands of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He's done his damage already today. Dribbling with the ball around and inside as he fakes past the defender and hits it off the backboard and in. 50-34. Alexander Walker. He had 4 points in the game against Syracuse. 20 points tonight in another 20-point game by him. 3 ball from the outside. Oh, it's a generous bounce off the rim and in for Miami. 50-37. 3 ball went down by Anthony Lawrence for the Hurricanes. Virginia Tech now with the ball. Dribbling towards the left side of the perimeter. Guarded by Lexon, now trying to dribble baseline. And the ball stolen as he tried to kick it outside. Ball stolen by Sam Wardenberg of Miami. Miami now gets the ball past the timeline. Splits between 2 defenders. Kicks it back outside. And a steal by Virginia Tech. Alexander Walker stole that one as well. So he just continues to be a problem for this Miami team as the ball's in the hands of the 20-point man, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, dribbling around the green part of the Miami logo now. Dribbling towards the left side, hands the ball off, and now the ball goes into the hands of Ahmed Hill, trying to go inside the low post, and he gets that floater to fall in for Virginia Tech, 52-37. 14:50 left to go. Miami 3 ball, right corner outside, and it hits. For the Hurricanes, they will not go home tonight. 52-40. Anthony Mack with 5 points now. He was the one who hit that right corner 3 for Miami. As we have a stoppage in time here on the court. As I'll update the chat, but Virginia Tech currently holding a 12-point lead with 14 minutes, 31 seconds left to go in regulation. It's 52-40 Hokies. If you're just joining us, Virginia Tech up by 12. As we're on a timeout right now, 52-40 against Miami. Welcome into Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. As this YouTube channel, I'll be doing live streams of my play-by-play, live reactions to college basketball games throughout the regular season, all the way into the March Madness tournament, and this second half belonging to the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Feel free to like my channel, and don't forget to spread the word about my channel as well, and feel free to hit that subscribe button down below also, as the Virginia Tech Hokies are led by Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and this one big time. He only had 4 points. Tied for a season career low. He had those 4 points against the Syracuse Orange. But tonight, big game for Nickeil. 20 points tonight. 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 steals as well. And he's showing you why he leads this Virginia Tech team with an average of 17.5 points per game. As we look to the couple of team stats here, as we're on this break, is that Virginia Tech is shooting the ball really well. 57.1% from the floor. Virginia Tech, coming into this game, they're known to shoot the ball really well. 8th, right now, currently 8th in all college basketball in shooting percentage, coming into this game with a 49.8 shooting percentage. But they're shooting lights out tonight. 20 for 35. From the floor, good for 57% shooting. 5 for 13 from behind the arc, 38.5% shooting from three-point range. 7 for 8 right now from the free throw line. And out-rebounding Miami currently in this game with 14:31 left to go in the second, 20-16. So this game belonging to the Virginia Tech Hokies, and for sure Nickeil Alexander-Walker's game is finally, as I checked the box score in this commercial break, finally a Miami player has double-digit points. That's Anthony Lawrence for the Hurricanes right now, who currently has 12 points. So we're still on this commercial break with Virginia Tech up by 12. We'll look to the college basketball scoreboard, see what games are going on right now. And Marquette looking like they're going to improve to 19-3 overall, 8-1 in the Big East as they're up by 18, 70-52 right now against the Butler Bulldogs. That game at Butler as well. Now we are back to action here, and Virginia Tech will get the inbounds. The Hokies have the ball 52-40, 14-26 left to go in the second as they pass the ball around the perimeter left side behind the three-point line, dribbling with the ball to the top of the key. Almost lost it was Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but he hands it off to Robinson. Robinson fakes the defender out and step back three. He nails it from the outside. So Justin Robinson has 3 more to his total, 55-40, 14:05 left to go. The ball into the hands of Vasiljevic now, off the bench for the Hurricanes. Passes the ball to the left baseline, down under Anthony Lawrence, and he gets his 14th point in the night. As we have a stop here in the time, 13 minutes, 55 seconds left to go. They didn't count the bucket, so it looks like there was a foul before the shot, and Miami will inbound the ball. So the bucket does not count. Virginia Tech fouled the Hurricanes before they took the shot. Miami gets the inbounds. Trying to go inside, kicks the ball outside. 3 ball from the outside, left wing. Goes down for Anthony Lawrence, so he has 3 more to his total. Tonight he has 15 for the Hurricanes, leading the scoring right now for Miami. The ball gets taken past the timeline by Justin Robinson for the Hokies. They're up by 12, 55-43. 13:33 left to go. Trying to drive in the lane, too strong off the glass. Ooh, there's a man down for Virginia Tech on the baseline. Could be in pain here as Virginia Tech now has 4 players trying to guard the 5 Hurricanes. Miami spreading the ball out around the perimeter. Yeah, they still only have 4 players. Oh, no, it's Justin Robinson who just has not got up. He tried to go inside for the layup, and he's down on the ground still on the baseline in pain with 13 minutes, 16 seconds left to go. So medical timeout here. Justin Robinson cannot come back up on the floor. It looks like his left leg is the problem here as athletic trainers are dealing with him at the moment. He tried to go in the lane over Chris Likes, and he landed awkwardly on the ground. That's not a good sign when that's your star point guard for the team who just scored 35 points against Syracuse. And he's hurt right now. The senior, Justin Robinson, as he walks it off the court. He's tied for first right now in assists in the ACC with Trey Jones, who also got hurt against Syracuse 2 weeks ago. Both of those guys average 5.6 assists per game, and Justin Robinson will go to the tunnel right now for the Hokies. So that's a huge loss for Virginia Tech. They are up by 12 with 13 minutes, 16 seconds left to go. Miami will get the ball back on the inbounds after the injury timeout. The ball goes into the hands of Chris Likes at the top of the key. Likes dribbling around. He made the last 4 shots from the field. 3 ball this time, rimmed out by Vasiljevic and rebounded by the Hokies. Virginia Tech takes the ball past the timeline to the left side, past the timeline with it. Nickeil Alexander-Walker throws it into the hands now. It's into the hands of Ahmed Hill towards the right side behind the 3-point line. Feeds the ball off to Isaiah Wilkins, who's come into the game for Robinson. 3 ball, top of the key. No good by Virginia Tech. Rebounded by the Hurricanes. Ball gets taken past the right side, past the timeline. As Chris Likes tried to dribble in between 3 defenders, he stripped of the ball. As it's going the other way, Virginia Tech now takes it past the timeline. Behind the 3-point line and dribbling towards the left elbow where the ball was Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He throws the ball off now to Wabisa Bede. Will set it up, hands the ball off to Walker. Thank you for joining me in. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I'll be doing live streaming, play-by-play, live reactions to college basketball games throughout the season, all the way into the March Madness tournament as the jumper goes down from the free throw line by the Hokies, extending their lead to 57-43. So if you're just joining us, Virginia Tech is up by 14 here. Feel free to like my channel, spread the word and a message about my channel as well, and feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below. Miami shooting a 3 ball from the top of the key, no good. Rebounded by Virginia Tech. We have 11 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. The Hokies with the ball. They kick it back outside. Left wing 3. And it's good from the outside for the Hokies. Largest lead of the night by Virginia Tech, 60-43, and Jim Larinaga of Miami will call another timeout. So Virginia Tech right now putting on a shooting clinic tonight, shooting that ball well over 50% from the field. I'll update the chat here with a score. Thank you so much for tuning in right now, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and Virginia Tech's up by 17. $60-43. And we have 11:34 left to go in the second. So there we go. So yeah, I'm going to look into some of these stats for both of these teams right now. But Virginia Tech shooting the ball fairly well. They came into this game, Virginia Tech, they were ranked 8th in the nation in shooting percentage, shooting the ball coming into this game at 49.8% from the field, converting their shots. Tonight, spectacular shooting the ball, 57.5% of their shots they're sinking down into the net. They're 23 for 40 right now, shooting the ball from the field, 7 for 16 from behind the arc. Miami shooting the ball 14 for 35. That's only good for 40% right now from the field. A couple of minutes ago, there was an injury timeout to note. That was Justin Robinson, the star point guard for this Virginia Tech team, as he tried to go into the lane and tried to lay a basket off the glass in front of Chris Likes, who was the Miami defender. But Justin Robinson couldn't get the shot to fall, but he fell on the baseline awkwardly, and medical trainers had to attend to him, as it looked like it was a problem with his left foot or so. He went into underneath the stadium to be checked out for Virginia Tech. So that is a huge loss for Virginia Tech right now. But still, they're proving you that they're up by 17 here. Justin Robinson had a career-high 35 points against Syracuse on Saturday. He hit 9 3-pointers that game, which is a Virginia Tech school record. So hopefully nothing serious, and hopefully he'll be back for the next game, as we send them prayers for that, as they have a big game on Saturday noontime playing against number 23 North Carolina State as well. So that game is huge. We're still at commercial break here, but just to update you, Justin Robinson tonight has 17 points. He's second on Virginia Tech in scoring right now. He has 2 steals and a block and 2 rebounds as well, also 3 assists. It would be a huge loss for Virginia Tech if they do find him seriously injured after this game, as he is tied right now in the ACC for assists. He averages 5.6 assists per game. He's tied with Trey Jones, who also went down a few Monday nights ago against Syracuse, as he was trying to go for a loose ball and he landed awkwardly on his arm. As we're almost back to action here, 60-43. Miami will inbound the ball with 11:34 remaining. They do. And they pass the ball off. They've yet to clear it over the timeline. The ball's into the hands of Bede. He finally gets it past the timeline. They do. For Miami now with the ball. 11:20 left to go in regulation. The ball into the... Kicked back outside. Did the ball go out of bounds for Miami? Yeah, I think so. So 11 minutes, 15 seconds left. It was Anthony Lawrence who tried to save the ball from going out of bounds on the baseline. It did. So they turn it over again. Virginia Tech gets the ball. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker takes the ball past the timeline. He's leading the scoring tonight for Virginia Tech, and is taken out of his hands by number 5, Zach Johnson. He takes it to the rack for the Hurricanes. A rare steal off of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Miami cashes in the fast break points. 7 points tonight for Zach Johnson of the Hurricanes. We'll try this again for Virginia Tech. Ahmed Hill with the ball at the top of the key here. Virginia Tech up by 15. 10:40 left to go. Jumper from the free throw line. Nails it for the Hokies. 62-45. As it looks like Justin Robinson is back on the bench here. So that's a good sign. So he's gone from underneath the stadium now from being checked out to back on the bench as the ball's into the hands of Anthony Lawrence, who just got the steal off Walker for the Hurricanes. Passes the ball and it's stolen. Stolen by Virginia Tech. It's Isaiah Wilkins who lays it in with his right hand in home, 64-35. So a lot of fast break action tonight with uncontested scoring and steals that's led to easy buckets for both teams. Miami has 7 turnovers in the second half. Miami with the ball, down 64-45 as dribbling with it was Zach Johnson as he tried to get past the defender and he was tripped. So it looks like Virginia Tech will get called with a foul, but the play before that pass was intended. I think it was Zach Johnson. He tried to pass the ball to Anthony Lawrence and it was stolen away and laid up and in the glass by Isaiah Wilkins of Virginia Tech. So Virginia Tech gets their second foul as a team. Miami will inbound it. 9:48 left to go in the second. Chris Likes has the ball in his hands. He's the 5'7" sophomore from Mitchellville, Maryland, and Miami misses the three-pointer, rebounded by the Hokies. Virginia Tech will have it. Nikhil Alexander-Walker at the top of the key now, dribbling towards his left, trying to dribble inside. Kicks it back outside. Baseline jumper, deep 2, and it goes in. It gets the friendly bounce. Didn't look like it was going to go in, but the baseline jumper did for the Hokies. They're up by 21, largest lead of the night, 66-45. Miami with the ball now, left wing 3, no good. No good. An offensive board by Warrenberg, and he gets it off the glass up and in. So the three-pointer that was missed by Zach Johnson was rebounded by Sam Warrenberg, and he gets the offensive board and puts it up in off the glass. Virginia Tech now with the ball. 8:50 left to go, and they go inside, and they hit it 68-47. Good amount of scoring here. Virginia Tech up by 21. 8:36 left to go. They're passing around the perimeter, trying to drive baseline. Left them open. Chris likes to lay it in off the glass up and in for the Hurricanes, still down by 19. 8:25 left to go. Virginia Tech with the ball. They take it past the timeline with Beatty. Beatty passes the ball now to the right wing. With it is Nikhil Alexander-Walker. 3-ball from the top of the key, and it rims off short, rebounded by the Hurricanes as they take it back. Nice bounce pass inside from 3 to 5. Lawrence bounce passed that one to Zach Johnson, but the ball gets swatted out of bounds. And there's, I think that's a foul. A foul will be called. Nope, it was just, no foul called on Virginia Tech then. So the ball just gets swatted out of bounds by Virginia Tech. Miami will regain possession as they'll inbound the ball. Miami has 3 fouls as a team. Virginia Tech has 2. The ball gets thrown off towards the back corner of the front court for the Hurricanes now. Chris Likes has the ball in his hands, dribbling towards the left side, passes it off to Wardenberg, who throws the ball into the low post, backing his way in there. Azundu, and he gets the good roll off the right there, off the iron, up and in. 68-51. Abuka Azundu hit that shot. He has 4 tonight for the Hurricanes. Virginia Tech now with the ball towards the right side behind the arc, and this one is stolen again. Miami in transition, and it's stolen right back by Virginia Tech. They tried to find the open man. They couldn't get him. Virginia Tech now trying to set up the offense with the ball in his hand by Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Feeds the ball now to Ahmed Hill as they pass it towards the left side behind the three-point line. With the ball, Alexander-Walker. Oh, not a good setup for an alley-oop right there. Way too strong of a pass by Alexander-Walker as he tried to look for Blackshear, and he was just way too strong, and the ball went back to Miami. 3-ball rimmed out by Miami and rebounded by Virginia Tech. So now we got a couple of missed shots. Miami had a easy opportunity on a fast break 2-on-1 to score, and the ball was stolen by Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech now in the low post with the ball, trying to back his way in there. The 2-ball could not fall for Blackshear of the Hokies, rebounded by the Hurricanes as they take it past the timeline. Oh, nice behind the back pass. Warrenberg trying to go inside with a group of defenders, and there was no foul called by the Hokies, but it was last touched by Virginia Tech, so the ball goes out of bounds as Warrenberg tried to go in between 3 defenders and try to lay it in. We have a timeout on the floor, so when we get back, Miami will inbound the ball 68-51. Virginia Tech up in this one by 17 with 6:29 left. I'll update the chat here with the score. Thank you for watching my video. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. And feel free to like my videos, share, spread the word, and subscribe as well. And I'll be doing this all season long, all the way in through the March Madness tournament, as this is play-by-play live reactions with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Tomorrow night, I'll be doing the battle for Arizona. 2 of those teams on the bubble in the Pac-12. The Arizona Wildcats traveling to Tempe, Arizona to take on their rival, the Arizona State Sun Devils. 68-51. We have 6 minutes, 29 seconds left to go. I'm going to look into the box score here, see who's leading the score for the Hokies, and what a night for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. 25 points tonight for Virginia Tech for Nickeil. He has 5 steals, 4 assists, 4 rebounds as well, and a block to add to his name as well. And then 2 other guys in double-digit points. Justin Robinson, who did injure himself around halfway through that second half as he's on the bench. He has 17 points tonight. And then Ahmed Hill with 15 points as well for the Hokies. As we're on commercial break right now for Miami, the leading scorer, Anthony Lawrence, with 15 points. And then behind him, Chris Likes with 9 points. Chris Likes was leading the scoring early. He had 7 points at the half, but he's been slowed down ever since. He only has 2 points in the second half. Chris Likes leading the scoring for this Miami Hurricanes team on the season. He averages 16.6 points per game. As we'll get back to action in just a second. We have like an update here. What is this? Ole Miss against Florida. This game that went down? Oh my goodness. So Florida ties it up with 2.5 seconds remaining in this one. And it looks like this game is going to overtime. So Ole Miss, 14-5 overall, playing against the Florida Gators, tied up at 76 at the half. Ole Miss looking like a team that could be in the March Madness tournament, but they just dropped out of the top 25. This is one that they can't afford to lose against Florida. Florida looking like one of those teams like Texas on the bubble as well. More like NIT bound, but if they win these big games, the Florida Gators could get back into that tournament conversation, along with Texas, along with Oregon too, if they go on a massive winning streak and turn things around drastically as well. So 6 minutes, 16 seconds left in this game. Virginia Tech up by 17. Miami gets the inbound. Ball into the hands of Chris Likes. Dribbling the ball towards the orange part in the Miami logo. Passes the ball off now to Vasiljevic. And he throws the ball to Lawrence now, who tries to go inside. Kicks it back outside. Left corner 3 by Miami. Hits the shot from the outside. Zach Johnson for the Hurricanes. We got ourselves a 14-point game. 5:55 left to go. Virginia Tech will slow down the tempo here. Zach Johnson has 10 points for Miami. Virginia Tech takes the ball past the timeline. It's Beatty, who's guarded by Likes right now, as Beatty's dribbling the ball. Feeds the ball off to the top of the key with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's done a lot of damage tonight. Feeds the ball inside and up and in off the glass is Beatty. 70-54 Virginia Tech, extending their lead back to 16. Miami now with the ball. 5:20 left to go. 30 points in the paint tonight for the Hokies. Only 16 by Miami. As Miami passing the ball around the perimeter. Trying to dribble baseline. Kicks the ball back outside. Right wing 3. And it rims out short. Rebounded by the Hokies. 5 minutes left to go. The ball taken past the timeline. Beatty slowing down the tempo for Virginia Tech, calling the play. 18 on the shot clock. 4:54 left to go. As it's in the hands of Isaiah Wilkins. Feeds the ball back. The ball passed inside is stolen by Miami, but they don't have numbers to go in the fast break. So here's Miami now with the ball. Anthony Lawrence kicks the ball outside. This ball looks like it could be stolen in between the legs of Likes. The ball's on the ground. Virginia Tech gets it. As Chris Likes rolled around with the ball, and Virginia Tech was able to scoop it up, and they'll reset the offense here. 20 on the shot clock, 4:20 left to go in regulation. 70-54. Hokies with the ball. The ball fed down low. Oh, no, it couldn't go in for Blackshear, though. He was rejected at the rim. Miami gets the ball back. Miami passing inside to the perimeter. Open three from the left corner, and it goes down for Chris Likes. Total mental lapse on defense by Virginia Tech. Chris Likes was wide open right there. You could not get more open than that to take a shot from the left corner. So he nailed it. Timeout by Buzz Williams and Virginia Tech on the floor. The score now is 70-57. Virginia Tech up by 13. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe. Spread the message about my channel as well. I'll update the chat here with a score. Virginia Tech is up 70-57. And I'll dig into like a couple of other box scores, see what's going on right now in college basketball, and see how many games went final. I'm pretty sure Marquette beat Butler in that game. That went final a little while ago. So 3 minutes, 51 seconds left to go in the second. 70-57. Miami climbing their way back in here. This was a 21-point game. Yeah, 1 point, and now it's back to a 13-point game. So, yeah, number 10 Marquette beat Butler today, 76-58. So, Butler's dreams of being on the bubble are diminishing rapidly here as Butler falls to 12-10 overall, 3-6 in the Big East, as they lost that game by 18. Marcus Howard for Marquette, another solid outing for him. 32 points, 5 rebounds, and assist to go with his name for tonight's game. Iowa State trying to wrap up against West Virginia. 7 minutes, 21 seconds left in that one. The Cyclones up by 14 right now against the Mountaineers. Ooh, close one. And we're not into halftime, though, yet, with number 14, Villanova, playing in Chicago against DePaul. The Blue Demons of DePaul down by 4 against Villanova right now. Villanova up 35-31. Other games going on right now. Louisville and the Cardinals, this one belonging to them in ACC play. They're up 38-21 against Wake Forest early in that one. We're on a commercial break here. I'm going to see if I can grab some more games going on inside college basketball. We got an overtime game, and the Florida Gators up with 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in overtime, 86-79 against Ole Miss. Ole Miss right now with a record of 14-5, 4-2 in the ACC, and they're losing this one in overtime. Looks like if Florida can stay there, Florida pulls out this one, they'd improve to 12-8 overall, 4-3 in the SEC. As we are back to action here with the Miami Hurricanes and the Virginia Tech Hokies, 70-57, 3:51 remaining. So the Hokies are up by 13 here in Coral Gables. And Virginia Tech gets the inbound. So the Hokies dribbling now with the ball. And the ball is stolen by Chris Likes with one man to beat, and he missed the layup, but he gets fouled, and he'll go to the line. That could have been a crucial shot if he hit that, and he would have gone to the line for and one, but Virginia Tech fouls Chris Likes on the steal when he was up trying to lay it in. So Virginia Tech picks up their 4th foul as a team tonight. Miami with 3. Chris Likes to the line for the Hurricanes. Hits the first. He is a 78.5 free throw percent shooter on the season. Hit the first one. Here's the second one for Chris Likes. And that one got the generous bounce back from the rim, and it went in. 70-59. A 21-point game is now gone to 11 points. Virginia Tech with the ball as they pass through the timeline with it. And they pass the ball around the perimeter now with the Hokies. Trying to reset the offense with number 3, Beatty, with the ball, and now they're working their way inside. Kicks the ball back outside. Left corner 3 for the Hokies. Nothing but net from the outside for Virginia Tech. 73-59. 3:10 left to go. Chris Likes with the ball for Miami. Passes the ball off. The ball into the hands now of Azundu. Hands it off to Warrenberg. Back to Johnson. Kicks the ball out to Likes. Likes. 3-pointer. He was wide open but missed it. Rebounded by Virginia Tech. The Hokies up 73-59 with 2:50 left to go. Trying to close out and improve to 17-3 overall. The layup was missed by Nikhil Alexander Walker. And Warrenberg hits the floor, going down hard for Miami with 2 minutes 45 seconds left to go. As we welcome you in here, this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my videos, spread the word as well, and feel free to subscribe to my channel as well. I'll be doing live play-by-play, live reaction to college basketball games throughout the regular season all the way into the March Madness tournament. As we have 2 minutes 42 seconds left to go, Virginia Tech up 73-59. Miami with the ball now. Chris Likes with a burst of speed. Kicks the ball outside. 3-ball goes down from the outside by the Hurricanes, making this interesting. An 11-point game. That was, yeah. Oh, Miami steals the ball on the inbounds from Virginia Tech. They could not get the 3-ball to fall. As there's a stoppage in time here with 2:21 left. Miami couldn't get the 3-point shot to fall. And the refs ruled that Miami turned it over to Virginia Tech. So Dejan Vasilovic can't believe it for Miami. What happened? Virginia Tech will get the ball back up by 11. 73-62. The Hokies up with 2 minutes 19 seconds left to go in this one. As it looks like Abuka Azundu is checked out of the game for Miami since he's on the bench now. Virginia Tech now with the ball. 2:13 remaining. They need to get the ball past the timeline. Ooh, double team set up, and they do. They get the ball past the timeline to the left corner. Huge pass all the way from the back court to the front court at the left corner for Virginia Tech to get it past the timeline. Now slowing down the tempo with Beatty. And, oh, the ball is stolen by Miami, but there's too many guys back on transition, and the ball is stolen right next to the right baseline, and Zach Johnson just goes out of bounds. So turnovers, a problem for both of the teams. Miami has had 9 second-half turnovers, Virginia Tech 8. A lot of these turnovers have been steals that's resulted in open slam dunk baskets in transition going the other way. 3-ball left corner, hits the shot for the Hokies. 76-62. That might have just iced it for tonight. Minute 38 left to go. Miami down by 14 with the ball outside. Shot. Oh, Chris Likes from the outside, keeping his team in it. 3-ball goes down for Chris Likes. 76-65. Virginia Tech double teamed at the backcourt. They do get the ball out, and oh, one man to beat. They can't get it though, as Virginia Tech had only one man to beat. Ahmed Hill tried to soar past his defender. The ball gets tipped out of bounds, but it looks like Ahmed Hill was fouled, and he'll go to the line. So Virginia Tech up in this one, and shooting from the free throw line is Ahmed Hill. He's an 85.2% free throw shooter. He hits his first. 12-point lead now for Virginia Tech, 77-65, as we welcome you guys into Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, as this channel is for live play-by-play reactions and live streams at college basketball games throughout the regular season all the way into the March Madness tournament. And feel free to like my videos, share them as well. Spread the message about my channel, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. We have a timeout on the floor here with Virginia Tech and Miami. So the score is 76-65. Virginia Tech up by 11. It should be 77, as the scoreboard didn't change on the ESPN feed when he hit his free throw. So I'll put in the score here as we get a timeout. And how many seconds we got? We have 1 minute and 17 remaining in regulation. As Virginia Tech and the Hokies, ranked 12th in the nation right now, trying to look to improve to 17-3 overall and 6-2 in ACC play. If they do win this one, they're on a 1-game win streak as they beat Syracuse on Saturday. Justin Robinson had a career night, 35 points against the Orange. Hit a career high, all-time record for Virginia Tech with 9 3-pointers that game and that win. It looks like ESPN just updated the scoreboard on their feed. So it is 77-65 with 1:17 left. Yep, so Ahmed Hill will go back to the line for his second shot from the free throw line. So here we are after the timeout. Second shot good, and Hill extends the Hokies lead to 13. He shoots 85.2% from the free throw line. Miami with the inbound now. 1:10 left to go. Trying to get the ball over the timeline. They do. Warrenberg shoots the ball back to the right corner behind the arc. Jumper, baseline, deep two, no good from the baseline. Rebounded by the Hokies. That basically just does it. 1 minute left in this game. Virginia Tech going to look to improve. Miami trying to double trap, and it looks like they do foul Virginia Tech. So Miami picks up their 6th foul as a team. One more foul and they'll be in the bonus. So Virginia Tech trying to close out and extend their winning streak as they'll inbound the ball. 56 seconds left, trying to dribble baseline inside. Miami does. Foul with 54.7 seconds remaining. So you are watching Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my videos, share, and subscribe. Tomorrow night, I'll be back 9 p.m. Eastern Time doing live play-by-play of the Battle of Arizona. Both of the teams currently on the bubble. The Arizona Wildcats will be traveling to Tempe, Arizona to take on their rival, the Arizona State Sun Devils. Should be a good game. And now on the free throw missed by the Hokies, rebounded by Miami. Left corner three by Warrenberg. He hits it. 10-point game. Miami down by 10, and another foul by the Hurricanes. So this one's not done yet. 45.2 seconds remaining. Miami is down by 10 at home. Miami on the season coming into this game had a 7-4 home record. Virginia Tech on the road, they only won 1 game on the road this season. They're 1-3 coming into this game. They're up by 10 here. So Miami followed Virginia Tech. Ahmed Hill to the line, and he hits his free throw for the Hokies. So it's 79-68. Virginia Tech up with 45.2 seconds remaining. Hill back to the line for one more. And the shot is good for Ahmed Hill. 80-68. Virginia Tech up by 12. At the end of this game, I'll go into the box score and see who led the teams in scoring, but a great game from Nikhil Alexander-Walker for the Hokies as Miami has the ball now. Right corner three. Oh, they rimmed it out. Offensive board, though, by the Hurricanes. Top of the key three. No, it was short off the board, but the foul by Virginia Tech. So Chris Likes will go to the line for Miami for 3. So we got 34.7 seconds remaining. The 5'7" sophomore from Mitchellville, Maryland, Chris Likes, who's leading the Hurricanes in scoring, averaging 16.6 points per game, will be going to the line for 3. So here's his first shot from the line. He hits it. Swoosh on that one. 80-69. So if you're just joining us, Virginia Tech is up 80-69 against Miami with 34.7 seconds remaining. Miami at the free throw line. Second shot from the line, good by Likes. He was followed from behind the three-point arc, so he gets 3 shots. He made his first two. Here's his third. Chris Likes for his third. That one hits the front part of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Warrenberg. But yeah, it looks like we do have a foul. Trying to see who it's on, as the refs will discuss with 32.8 seconds remaining. And this time it doesn't look like it will go Miami's way, as it looks like they're moving towards the Virginia Tech side of the court for this one. So the score now 80-70 with 32.8 seconds remaining. Virginia Tech up by 10. And yeah, so the rebound was on Miami, but the Hurricanes also fouled when they were trying to rebound it. So Virginia Tech will go to the free throw line. Looks like it will be Ty Outlaw shooting from the charity stripe here when the refs sort this out. So I'll update the chat here since we have a little bit of a stoppage in time, so we can get the score updated. What I usually do is I update the chat during the timeouts or so. 34.2 seconds remaining. We got ourselves a 10-point game. Virginia Tech trying to close this one out on the road with another W. First shot from the line, and it falls in by Ty Outlaw. Hit the front part of the rim, and then it went to the back part, and then it got the generous roll through the net. Here's the second shot, in by Outlaw, and it goes down. So 2 for 2 from the line that time by Ty Outlaw. 82-70. Virginia Tech up by 12. Miami needs to move the ball. 3-ball, and it's airballed out of bounds by Warrenberg. Not even close on that shot. Way left. Didn't even have a chance to hit the backboard. Great defense by Virginia Tech without fouling. So the Hokies will get the ball now. Miami needs to foul. They don't. 23 seconds left. 22, 21. Miami has yet to foul. 18 seconds, and it doesn't look like they plan to, as this game looks like it's going to be over, as the Hokies of Virginia Tech improve to 17-3 overall, 6-2 in the ACC, as we're counting down the seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we are done in Coral Gables, Florida. Miami and the Hurricanes will fall to 9-11 overall, 1-7 in ACC play. And the game ball tonight goes to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He ties a season high for Virginia Tech with 25 points in this game. We'll go through the box score right now. I'll also update the score as we are finally finished here. Virginia Tech 82, Miami 70, as this one has just gone final. Thank you for joining me. I'll go into the box score here, and feel free to like my videos. Also spread the word about my channel and subscribe as well. Tomorrow night, I'll be back for more action. 9 p.m. Eastern time. Arizona against Arizona State. Both of the teams are on the March Madness projection bracket bubble. The Pac-12 wide open for grabs. Washington looks like it's in control of the Pac-12 as they're undefeated in that conference. But as far as the second place team in that conference, that's all up for grabs. Who could it be? Arizona, Arizona State, or could it be somebody else like Utah? We'll find out. But let's look to the box score for tonight's game for the leading scorers. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker putting on a clinic for VT tonight. 25 points. Second in scoring, Ahmed Hill for the Hokies. He had 19 points tonight with 5 rebounds as well. And for Miami, they had 3 guys with double-digit points. Chris Likes leading the way with 19 points, 4 assists, 2 steals. And then looks like Anthony Lawrence had 15. He had 9 rebounds, so if he had 1 more rebound, he would have had a double-double. And then looks like Zach Johnson had 10 points for Miami. This game's gone. This game's now finished. We'll look into some of the team stats. Virginia Tech came into this game, they were 8th in the nation in shooting percentage. And tonight, another clinic shooting from the floor. 30 for 51 shooting today. Good for 58.8% shooting from the field for the Hokies. The Miami Hurricanes shot the ball 23 for 46 from the field. Good for 41% of their shots converted from the field. As we look to the rebounds, both knotted up at 28, so they were even for the rebounding aspect Today, Miami turned the ball a little bit more than Virginia Tech. Miami turned the ball over 17 times. Virginia turned over the ball 15 times. Yeah, I think that's basically it. But it was all about shot conversion, basically, for this game, that Virginia Tech shooting the ball about 17% better than Miami, and that's why the Hokies came out victorious in this one. So the number 12 Hokies improving their record on the season, as a couple of other games have gone final as well. That game in overtime went final, so Ole Miss has dropped a heartbreaker there in Gainesville for that one. The Florida Gators coming away with a victory in overtime, 90-86 against Ole Miss today. So Ole Miss has lost the past few games, as well as they're in trouble towards the bubble now, as they've headed out of the top 25 this past week. They were replaced in the top 25. Other game going on, as Iowa State trying to close it out against West Virginia, up 78-62 in that one. And Marquette won earlier against Butler, as Marcus Howard put on a shooting clinic once again. But yeah, that's basically it tonight. Virginia Tech and the Hokies coming out victorious in this one by 12, 82-70, the final over the Miami Hurricanes. Thank you all for watching tonight. This has been a presentation of Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Feel free to like my channel, spread the word and the message about it, and feel free to subscribe to my channel as well. Virginia Tech 82, Miami 70. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and tomorrow night I'll have the stream 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Arizona State. Have a nice night, everyone. Signing off.